It's clear that Luffy and the God of War resist Emu and Domi, but how? We know the Davy clan can't be it because we have rocks and Loki has no D. Pause. Brook's been alive 90 years. He also might know. He's like, when Jinbei's like, make a decision, he's like, all right, man, fuck. Let me think about the full story real quick. Just one time for the one time. Let me recall my thoughts. Asperius seems specifically Italian, in my opinion. If y'all have ever seen the Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore, Brook, man. Iaido Brook. I think it's cool that we have two human characters who have lived way longer than they were supposed to. And we're in the Arc of Giants who all like live generally longer. They're singing Bing Sake though. Time to ship out Binks' brew. Old slovenly disheveled looking ass nigga. Some kind of way Umu is gonna get this girl to kill her pappy. Candelle was kind of drawn estridly. It'd be hard to show y'all the shirt if I got it on, but I said I was gonna show y'all the shirt that I got at Momo. So here y'all go. Big gas, big ass. Big gas. Anyways, welcome to the vid. Today we're gonna be talking about my young nigga Brook, my 90-year-old young nigga Brook. I got notes on the chapters. We just gonna read through my notes. It's gonna be a chill read through my notes type vid. If y'all can rock with that, that's what we gonna do. I am gonna talk about the beginning of 1183 before I get into the Brook story. Just real quick. So boom, we have on 1183 we have Emu saying strike back against Mu and thou will not be my soldiers are the two quotes that stood out to me. And it's clear that Luffy and the God of War resist Emu and Domi, but how? We know the Davy clan can't be it because we have rocks and Loki has no D. Pause. But Loki doesn't have a D. Voice of all things could possibly be it. We don't really know if Loki has the voice of all things, but we do know that Garp does, I believe. And I'm pretty sure Garp can get reversey. Like, this is a lot of speculation here. Like, I think that Garp thing is is confirmed though. I can't remember what in the story is telling me that, but like, I think that Loki could maybe have the voice of all things, but I also think that Garp could get reversey. So I don't think that the voice of all things is what would be stopping Loki and Luffy from being Emu's soldiers, if you will. What I think is that, and I'm pretty sure that I haven't really watched a lot of videos on the last 2-3 chapters, and I have a lot of shit muted on Twitter, so I don't know what the community's saying about this specifically because I haven't seen much on my Twitter. Like, they got past the mutes, but I'm pretty sure that the general opinion is that it's the original will of the fruits of these two, right? Of Loki and Luffy. Like the original God of War and the original Nika were the first users to awaken these fruits, or the ones 800 years ago, Joy Boy and whoever had that fruit were the first ones to awaken the fruits since the original God of War and Nika. And like the original will was in direct opposition to either subjugation, something that Emu stands for. I mean, like, if it was like on some Nika shit, isn't that like 3,000 years ago? Like, that wouldn't be a Emu time. But like, if it was like, because if devil fruits are things that were created, like are dream fruits that were spawned, let's say dream fruits actually. If dream fruits were created from humans' dreams for evolution or what they want a human to be, blah, 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 and let's say that Nika had one that came, like that was sprung forth, and humans dreamt somebody to be Nika, but at first it was just rubber powers. Everybody was using it was just rubber powers, and niggas may have gotten close, but they didn't get there. The first person who ever awakened that fruit, let's say it was Joy Boy, then do you have to embody Joy Boy's will, or is it Joy Boy's will that do you have to? Okay, the first question I'm asking is, do you have to like embody, like do you have to be closer to Joy Boy or Nika to awaken it, or does it really not matter? Because if you awaken it, that means y'all one and the same. And then my next question is, does that fruit then hold more of like Joy Boy's will or Nika's will if they're not exactly one and the same? Like, and even if they are exactly one and the same, was that fruit only able, like, does it only work like that with Luffy because Joy Boy awakened it and Joy Boy was directly opposing Emu in that power? Who knows? Spent 5 minutes on that. Jesus Christ. Well, I didn't spend 5 minutes, but I'm at 5 minutes. Next, we have a third party in the mix, Douzan. Can it be a Davy member who actually got the fruit he was looking for? Maybe Yami Yami no Mi does this as well, like what we were talking about just now. Or could it be Zaza, like a dragon parallel? I don't think it's like Zaza or a dragon parallel. I also don't really think it was like a Davy member who actually got the fruit he was looking for, because like you'll see why. Well, actually at the end of last video we talked about Dragon and Zaza, and we talked about Luffy and Blackbeard and Dragon and how specifically they threaten the world government. It could have been Douzan, could have been somebody who slotted into that, like into that slot of threatening the world government the Davy way, or threatening the world government the Dragon way. Or it could be somebody different, because Loki doesn't fall in that Loki, Blackbeard, Dragon trio, but he still threatens the world government in his own specific way all the same. Same with Shanks, same with Crossguild. So you never know. Killingham got 7 kids scooped up with Zaza and injured giants fighting back. Yeah, Zaza is tweaking. Zaza is scooping up kids and shit, but you know the injured giants are like I said in my fucking Douzan, they are fighting back. We got Gert with no fingers and shit. Sanji is on the way though. Sanji wants that smoke with Killingham and Zaza. I don't know what Sanji's about to do with the fire water matchup, but we'll see something. So on page 8, Brook is going through it. He's laying on the floor with Usopp because they both was been fucked up for a few chapters. But yeah, he's fucked up. He's saying a person I did not want to see, or I thought so. Like that's crazy. It's like I thought so. That's the crazy part to me. It's like, damn, you didn't want to see her, but then you seen her and it's like, I did want to see her. Like that's such a human like feeling, to be honest. I get it, Brook. I get it. Then he says she should be 77. Then she undid the rope. Now, what the fuck is he thinking right here? We know he's mad about the murder of the king, but we know through Loki's backstory, like how capable and how specific they can get with the trickery in the royal families with the world government. Brook's been alive 90 years. He also might know. What I'm getting at is like, he could be talking like this because it's like I said, he's mad about the murder of the king, but he could know that it's not as black and white as it looks. Like if he knows that the world government was involved, because let's be honest, the world government is about to get involved in his backstory. If he knows that the world government was involved, and like he might not have known in the moment, and that could be why he's saying, oh, I thought so, because you know, you see somebody or somebody hurts you and you process your emotions right then and there based off of the information you have. But say you didn't find out some more information, like they didn't have agency or over their own actions or some shit when they hurt you. Obviously nothing is that drastic in real life. Like you can't really make an excuse that drastic in real life because nobody can fucking mind control you. But still, you know, you might like see them again and be like, damn, I actually am kind of glad to see them now that I know it wasn't. So like if he had seen the world government on some bullshit within the last 70 years, he might have a little bit more context to Gunko's actions, knowing that the world government was around at that time. Then he goes on to talk about her 3 different personalities. So he doesn't necessarily know that Emu possessed her. So he's kind of thinking that this is something of her own volition, I guess. But he's saying her original personality, the personality that saved us in her demonic form. Now, I think the personality that saved them is her original personality. And I'm pretty sure Brook thinks this too, but like he's so far gone from seeing her like that because of what bad memory in the past he associates her with, and probably right now. But her original personality in his eyes is like the personality she showed up with to Elbaf when she was fucking with Loki. What I'm wondering is, like, we saw Emu completely take over this girl's body, and we saw her snap out of like a trance like thing and say, Brook, run, or whatever, and undo the shit. What level of contract is this? Or is it that shit that they were talking about on God Valley where it was like a God sword shit? I'm gonna make a specific video about that because that's interesting. I don't want to spend too much time on it right now because this is about Brook. Well, this is about Brook and Shuri. But I'm not gonna spend too much time on that. I think it's hilarious that Jinbei's ready to kill something here. Like, look, you ain't gonna leave this bitch alive just to leave this bitch alive. If you have a good reason to leave this bitch alive, I need you to decide and present it, and we gonna leave this bitch alive. But you goddamn laying on the floor being all, I don't know, like, he was the last nigga to sit up. Like, brother, you laying here being all, I don't know what to do. I love Brook, by the way, it's my goat, pervy ass. But make a decision, nigga. Anyways, we get Brook's, we get to start Brook's flashback. Like, he's like, when Jinbei's like, make a decision, he's like, all right, man, fuck, let me think about the full story real quick. Just one time, for the one time, let me recall my thoughts. So we get him singing a song that's kind of in the same style of New World. His song Today, like, just real hello world, like, it's time for a show type shit, like real showman like type of song. But it's not the same lyrics as New World at all, but he does say the start of a brand new world. So I thought that was really cute and interesting. Like, okay, it's like it's like an immature version of New World, if that makes sense. It's like Brook's young nigga version of New World. Is so cute. The architecture of Asperia seems specifically Italian, in my opinion. If y'all have ever seen the Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore, pretty sure that's how you pronounce that, or the Duomo, that is how this one building in Asperia Palace looks. Or not even this one building in Asperia Palace, like right when it says West Blue 70 years ago, that kind of looks like the Cathedral of Santa Maria. And then the Asperia actual palace looks Italian as well. So I believe this is like Italian influence vibes. That's what I think. Now, while he's doing his song, we have him hitting the fucking Nika pose, and his soldiers are like, teach us your quick draw techniques. Like, that boy Aido Brook, man. Aido Brook. So we get to see that Brook was always a close guardian of Princess Shuri. I think it's cool that we have two human characters who have lived way longer than they were supposed to, and we're in the Arc of Giants who all like live generally longer. But like the contrast in seeing a giant taking the passage of years for granted and like just living and doing whatever until they meet a human that they actually like are impressed by or like with a fleeting lifespan, versus the knowledge that like Shuri and Brook will lose everything and everyone, and neither are really prepared for like outlasting them through immortality, is like tough. That's like some heavy shit, like sheesh. Because like Shuri is like we just established, is probably in like some type of a trance type shit. So like she might come out of her trance type shit and have to mourn everything all at once. She probably was just experiencing a little bit of that just now. When, remember, she was like tweaking the fuck out when she first recognized or like spoke to Brook and shit. That's literally probably exactly what was going on. She probably snapped out of her trance and was like information was just flooding in, but not like information about the world or just like personal shit, like just things that, okay, this much time has passed, so this is a given. Like, this much time has passed, so all of these people that I knew who are this age are dead type shit. You know, like shit that's just like, oh my God, like I was just in a coma for like 100 years. My family's gone type shit. Like that type of feeling. They're singing Binks Sake though. Time to ship out Binks's brew. Sea wind blows to where, who knows, the waves will be our guide. Oh, across the ocean towel, the sunset is going wild. See the sky, birds singing in circles passing by. This shit gas, bro. This shit, This shit gas. They singing Bink Sake. She's saying, I work hard today. Think I got any stronger? Just like mama. So Candelle is a strong sword lady. I'm sat for that. Brook is like, Queen Candelle, light of my life. I'll wait. Queen Candelle, light of my life. And Reuven is not, he not fucking with that. He like, bro, I will sentence you to death for conspiracy, da 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 da. Like, you gotta kill me. Brook like, bro, I'm waiting to death. I'm waiting to death take you. Like, I ain't tripping. But King Reuven he's a disheveled, slovenly looking old nigga. Now, we did get, like, when he met Brook, or no, we get that in this next chapter. But in this chapter, or when we first meet him, we see that King Reuven is a old, slovenly, disheveled looking ass nigga. And he's grumpy as a bitch. But a lot of people think he has Davy clan features. I guess he got the body structure. Yeah. And then like the face is just like, I don't know. I need more. But they're under attack from some horsebackers or whatever. And Shuri says she'll marry Brook. Now, this is weird because not only does Shuri say she'll marry Brook, and it's weird to me because not only does she say she'll do it, but Reuven is angry that Brook turned her down. Like, King Reuven is actually angry that Brook rejected his 7-year-old daughter. Like, you're angry that a 20-year-old man rejected your 7-year-old daughter. Kishimoto took the boots off of Naruto because he likes drawing feet. I'm sorry, I just had to say that. These old men need to be on the meds. Do I want to leave it at that? Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that because I'm just gonna get pissed when I go through the next chapter. So what's the point? So the enemy gang who was attacking the castle are sent by Don fucking Molan. It's the Molan family, and they're sent by Don Molan, who wants Queen Candelle. Don Marlin let the baddest ever get kidnapped, and Don Molan is trying to kidnap some fine shit. Boo to the Dons. But Capone Beje, that's a real man, that's a real husband. Boo to the Dons. The Dons fucking suck. Now the last spread, Brook cuts everybody before anyone can even notice with 3-pace humps, not slash. He's a star for this, by the way, not his music. They don't like I talked about, or I didn't talk about it, but his music had mixed reactions when he was singing. Niggas was like, oh my God, I'm gonna kill myself. And then some niggas was like, oh, I love you, Brook. But his music has mixed reactions. His swords play, however, everybody loves it. His sword play, everyone loves it. Then we get to see Candelle. She is she was also a captain of the battle convoy. So she used to have Brook's job. So Reuven married who used to be in Brook's job and then gave Brook the job. Eventually, I don't know if it was same day type shit, but eventually. So she's clearly some type of strong. She has the same kind of sword that Brook and Bonnie both have. I mean, not Bonnie, but Shuri, a saber. So yeah, we will see what she's doing with this fucking saber. We'll see how she swings this motherfucker. All right, y'all, we're going on. New day, new shirt. Not the Loki shirt no more, but we're gonna get right back into it with 1184. So we have Shuri, who is a 14-year-old girl, and she is now getting marriage offers from the princes nearby, but she doesn't like weak men, so she beats them all in combat. She beats them all with her sword. They yield. She calls them weak. They apologize. She doesn't like weak men or men who can't play music, which leads me to her flirting with Brook. I don't know why Oda is writing this. This is like, to me, this is like mushrooms, because there are certain things that, like, you know, writers feel like they have to portray in writing that exists in the real world. Like, it might be uncomfortable to read, but it exists. So like, if they're telling a good story, you know, you should be able to like realize that, you know, it's based on things that happen in real life, and it may attribute to like a story an author is trying to tell with, you know, characters or a plot in general. But why I say it's like mushrooms is, like, I don't like mushrooms at all. Like, that is an ingredient I don't like. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like there aren't dishes that I know that, you know, that I know and that I love, that like I'll eat some shit that has mushrooms in it, and if it's like really cooked down and it's like chopped up or whatever the fuck. Like, there are dishes that mushrooms add to the creation of the dish. I may not like the ingredient, but once we get to the final product, it's actually kind of good. So what I will say is I like that Brook is turning her down. I just kind of went on a rant there. But yeah, I like that Brook is turning her down in this shit. I like that. And yeah, that's really all I have to say on that. It's weird to read. I don't know necessarily why it's included, but we might figure out the reason that, like, why it's included. So Brook is singing cows and frogs and slaves and kings, we're all bones when we die. We're all bones in the end. I shouldn't even have to tell y'all like what that means for him and his story, and like why that's so cool. Like then Shuri is asking him about like if he loves her dad. And I sigh because this is like, it's about to get heavy, man. We're about to literally see Loki part 2. Like, some kind of way Hvnmxde is gonna get this girl to kill her pappy. And she's like, and mama too, of course. And he don't even really acknowledge the mother part. He like, yeah, I owe him everything. If I hadn't met your father, I'd be nothing but bones by now. And it's crazy because he is nothing but bones right now. Current day, Brook is literally bones. But I don't know why that shit is so funny. Every time I read that panel, it's like, bro, you fucking jackass. You jinxed it bad, gang. You jinxed it bad. So we have Brook saying, we have Brook flashing back to age 11, and he's talking about, he's looking at the school, and he's talking about, you know, just how lucky they are to get the chance to play real instruments. And he's talking about how good they sound because he likes music. You know, this is a musical little boy. I don't know what he did to get him here. I know he stinks. They call him the shame of the country. I mean, it's not like I think he just might be homeless. He definitely, I mean, we'll get into it, but they shoo him away. They say he's scaring the students. He's peering through the bars again. And he has a stench and he's the shame of the country. Now, the next panel, he says, let's blame the king. We need a new king. One day we'll get to play real music. Dad and mom and little bro, we're all starving in skin and bones. How am I even alive? Eating toes so I can thrive. Let's blame the king. We need a new king. Now listen, in I believe the OP Scans translation and maybe the TCB, but I believe in both it kind of alluded to his family being dead, if I'm not mistaken. But in this, okay, in TCB it says, yeah, the king's bad. I mean, the king's bad. Yeah, it's the king's bad. One day I'll play real music, the best you ever had. My mommy, my daddy, my little brother too. With empty bellies rumbling, they had no food to chew. I don't know why I'm even alive, just crunching on wart frogs to survive. So that one, he's speaking past tense, like they didn't have any food to chew. That means they're dead. It's like, I don't even know why I'm alive. TCB, they got some good translations sometimes. Like sometimes they are more accurate to the anime dub, which is known as the most accurate translation than the official. But let's see the translation in Ragnarok. I mean, OP Scans. Okay. In OP Scans, it says to blame the rotten. Someday I'll make real music. Wait and see. Dad and mom, little bro too. Hungry belly, choo choo. Why the hell am I living through? That one kind of sounds like it as well. Now, I still think the Shonen Jump kind of carries that they're like, could carry that they're gone with the how am I even alive. Like it still carries like a survivor guilt type of line. It's just like he says we're all starving, like that's current tense type shit. So I don't know, I guess we'll have to see on that, but I do feel like he's alone. I feel like he has nobody. I think they're gone. I feel like the TCB might have got it right on this, because that song, it kind of sounds like this one doesn't even really make sense. It doesn't rhyme and shit. I don't know. Maybe TCB made up some bullshit, and like that's why it makes the most sense, because they made it make sense, and Shonen Jump actually tried to translate it, and it didn't make sense. But like, I don't know. TCB definitely has. As much as I hate them thieves, damn thieves. Yo, that was sassy as hell. Them niggas, they definitely be having some good translations sometimes. But anyways, he says, let's blame the king. We need a new king. And who but Reuven himself, the man we learned that is king in last chapter, he shows up and he says, these are terrible lyrics. Did you make them up? And is that? And Brook says, this is my violin. So he shows him this little violin he made out of bottles and wire. And they're just talking about Brook's creativity and how Reuven's 21 but he looks old. He's like, bro, you look like you had a hard old nigga life. And he's like, Reuven, like, bro. I mean, and Brook is like, I just call you bro, because it's like you a young nigga. Brook cook up some grasshoppers and frog for him, some nasty shit. And he be stealing curry powder from the Navy. Like, it's just, they just having the real nigga conversation, bro. They talking about Brook way of life. Reuven is sitting there enjoying Brook way of life with him. But Reuven is actually sitting there enjoying it. Like, he's enjoying the fucking wire bottle violin. He's enjoying the grasshopper and frog. He seems to like the story about Brook stealing. Like, he just seems to not mind the story about Brook stealing curry powder from the Navy. Like, he's fucking with Brook lifestyle, you feel me? He's like, man, I fuck with how this kid live. Or at least I don't judge this kid for how he lived like everybody else. Or like most of the people we saw. I won't say everybody else because we don't know, but definitely like the adults that were outside of the school. Now, if Reuven, well, we'll get into it. The soup du jour is the lard abalone, harvested from the Euro Peninsula and cooked in red wine with A6 rupee beef. Rupee? Your Highness, this is the daughter of the Sefran Zaibatsu. She graduated top of the class from Inoa Academy. Did I talk about how people were saying that Candelle was kind of drawn estridly? Like, she was kind of drawn like somebody that Oda wants you to think is a good person, or like a really beautiful, cool person, but like really they're not. I kinda could see where that was coming from. Like, Candelle might be a holy knight. She might have something to do with the holy knights. And this chapter, for some reason, it just leads me to believe that really may be the case. All right, hear me out here. This is kind of a stretch, but listen, the sparkles around this lady, right? I think after what we've seen with Estrid and just what we've seen with, you know, like arranged marriages and failed arranged marriages in One Piece, and how much like all of that shit is somebody behind the scenes pulling the strings all the time. I do think that this woman, and this is a very random one-off shit, but I think that this woman in this meal is shown not just as like a lifestyle that Reuven is rejecting, but also as like a lifestyle that really genuinely wouldn't serve him. Now I do know that he ends up getting with Candelle, who also has the sparkles and shit, but like, she was a military captain at first, so it might be that's different. But yeah, I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it. I didn't really know how I felt about the Candelle being drawn like that shit at first, but like now it's kind of like maybe. All right, anyways, as he's thinking about all that and how he just is enjoying this way more than that, he's tearing up a little bit, and he kind of the frog is a little, it's a bit much for him, but they drink together, they fish together. He giving alcohol to an 11-year-old. I think I was, damn, do I want to out my granddaddy? Let me shut up. One day, Esperia, Cello Port. Cello Port is cool. That's cool. So this is a musical kingdom. Are cellos Italian? Where are cellos from? Because I feel like this is based on Italy. Let's see. Yep, cellos are from Italy. I'm like, yeah, cello, like that's an Italian word, right? So cello port, bro. This is based on Italy, bro. I was right, nigga. Ow! I just punched myself in the balls, but I was right. Load the merchant ship with instruments, bro. So it may have been like the Molan family, because we do know that they're attacking. Yeah, of course it's Italy, bro. The fucking crime families, duh. We know that they're attacking Asperia. It could be another group of gangsters, another group of mobsters, but it's a mob family. And I feel like it's probably the Molan family, Don Molan and them. But they really, it seems like the Marines are working with the mobsters, and because the Marines made off with the instruments and the gunpowder, they just was like, yeah, that little homeless boy got the gunpowder. That's fucked up. But yeah, they just was like, that little homeless boy got the gunpowder. Damn. So Prince Reuven, well, Brook is just singing through all of this, because they looking for the gunpowder. They find curry powder. You know, he be eating cows and frogs and well, he be eating frogs and grasshoppers and shit with curry powder. So he's singing his little song. He just singing. He don't know what else to do. But then they tell him to stop singing, and he like, bro, it'll be over if I keep singing. This shit is not funny. Yo, it's not funny, bro, but it is though. Because what is wrong with this nigga? Yo, he's dead like, bro, it'll be over in a moment if I keep singing. Then he say a quick farewell to his stray fucking dogs, and bro, who is Reuven, his family's definitely dead, bro. Cause like he's not saying farewell to them right now. And he just screams, we're all bones when we die. Or sings it loudly, right? Yo, that was been the cutest. Yo, this kid is fucking hilarious, man. But anyways, Prince Reuven busts in right after they're like, bro, he's seen our faces, we gotta kill him and go after the gang. Prince Reuven busts in, and they're like, oh shit, we done fucked up, because they're caught. So Reuven comes in and he saves them, and he's mad that they tortured him. I was definitely knocked when I read this chapter or something, but I just read I think OP Scan's translation was terrible this week. So they have a quick conversation about how the world government is backing the Navy and how Reuven can't really do anything in this situation. And Reuven is like, bro, I don't really care. And Candelle is like, I'm on what you on. And they like, bro, stop, we Navy. And Candelle and Reuven is like, y'all is trash. And they blitz him with the swords. Basically. Brook is sitting there looking like, wow. This, I think, I mean, not even I think. This is definitely this boy's sword fighting origin. He's sitting there watching them. He's like, it's so cool. The people are like, bro, Candelle, she did it again. So Candelle, she does this all the time. She's super strong. Now, like I said, Candelle does have the sparkles, but she's a battle convoy commander. And it could still be some fishiness going on, man. Are you awake now, Brook? He blinks his eyes. I'm not angry at you, Prince Reuven. I'm simply asking that you be more mindful of your royal position. Now, you have a quick conversation, or Brook is obviously shocked that Reuven is a prince, but he's like, bro, I wasn't trying to hide it. I was just trying to preserve the good times. I don't really know how I feel about this one, because it's like, nigga, your man's is homeless than a bitch, homeless than a fuck. You know he want to play music. You know he need food and drink and water and all of that and shelter, and you just like, nah, I just like having fun, living like a broke nigga, like escaping my reality. What about that nigga escaping his fucking reality? Can he get an escape? Like, god damn, nigga, he broke, nigga, and you got the power to change that. He's 11 years old. He has no family. But yeah, and he's like, bruh, don't tell nobody about that damn curry powder. So Candelle is like, oh, you're so cute, da 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 da. And she's talking about his wounds, and because he's having a fucking, his nose starts bleeding when she's like, oh, you're so cute, because he's Brook. And she's like, oh my god, your wounds are so deep. And this nigga This nigga Reuven like, man, ignore that nigga, man. Don't worry about that shit, man. He alright, man. That little boy got problems. But it's like, bro, you gave him alcohol, bro. You might have, who knows what the fuck you was talking about with that kid. Like, I think Brook's degenerate ass personality is probably because of Reuven. Now Reuven actually does change his situation. Like I said, he says this is his favorite musician, give him a room in the barracks, some real instruments to play, and enroll him in school. We've got a new star in Hesperia. And Brook is just sitting there dumbfounded, awestricken, fucking flabbergasted. He's like, what? He's dead. Like, bro, huh? What did he just say? He got the power to do that? I'm finna be in school. I'm finna be with the kiddies, playing the music, the real music. So we're about to see Brook get his real musical education. He's 11 right now, but I believe in 2 years Shuri will be born, so we'll see how he is as like a big brother figure to Shuri. Yeah, man, this is gonna be crazy. Or maybe he'll be like an uncle to Shuri, since he's bro to Reuven. But yeah, he's gonna be close to the royal family. He's gonna be living the good life. Like, Brook is literally gonna be living the good life, and he deserves it. It's beautiful that this has happened to him twice. Like, he's been down bad, fucked up real bad, and had somebody come and be like, no, bro, you a real nigga and you deserve a lot more than what you going through, and I got the power to change that, so I'm gonna change it. Simple as that. I like that. That's tough. I'm very excited for next chapter. I'm going to read out just some things that were said in the Discord. Y'all should join that, by the way. Link in the description. But Brook said Thriller Bark originally came from our homeland in the West Blue. He said that when they were burying the Rumbar pirates at the end of Thriller Bark. And then he said perhaps they will rest in the soil of our homeland. Brass Instrument in the Discord is the one who pointed this out in chapter discussions. Y'all need to get in that core, bro. They be talking about, and they was talking about like some good points and theories alongside that. So y'all should get in there, bro. They be talking about some good things, and I think that was a good point. I kind of forgot that was even said, so that was a good point. A good thing to remember there. But yeah, it's been fun talking with y'all about this chapter. This is a pretty long video, but if you made it all the way here, I really do appreciate you, and I hope you subscribe. I hope you will stick around for more. I'll see y'all in the next one. Deuces.
It's kinda hard to say I'm having one, 'cause I done gave so many.